New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
What Would Louise Say? Join us every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Hosted by Reverend Martine Bernard. Explore the wisdom of Louise Hay. Brought to you by New Thought Media Network. Dive into Louise's teachings. Experience healing and empowerment. Reverend Martine shares insights. Connect with a contemporary audience. Unlock your potential. Transform your life with love. Embrace positivity and healing. Join our vibrant community. Ready to join us? Let's spread love and wisdom together. Please like, share, and subscribe. Only on New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
Hello, beautiful souls. How are you today? It is such a joy to be here with you. We have an incredible guest today. I'm always amazed at those who take Louise's worldview and philosophy and take it to a higher, deeper level. Well, that person is Jackie Thomson, who is here streaming with us from the UK. She's a midlife coach. The word doula comes to mind. She helps us to thrive, those of us who are in midlife. Jackie, welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
It's great to see you. Thank you so very much. And you're wearing all of my favorite colors, the teals, the browns, the beiges, the floral. And so we are in this, I always say to some congregants and clients that, nature reflects consciousness. And right now we are in a season of blooming. And where can we bloom? And I feel that what you do, the way you've taken Louise Hay and elevated the philosophy in such a powerful way, helps those in midlife to bloom. One of the things that was extremely inspirational about reading your bio was the statement that Louise Hay saved my life. So can we begin there?
We can. Louise Hay came into my life at a time where I was at rock bottom. I'd had a complete life change. I'd moved away from everyone and everything I knew. And I was on my own. Moved to a place where I didn't know anybody and nobody knew me. It's a long story that got me there, and I can tell it one day, but it's perhaps something for another day. But in this new place, I fell into a spiritual circle. Now, I'd grown up with, I'd like to say a spiritual background, but actually my parents were not at all spiritual, and anything remotely woo-woo was frowned upon. So, and then I'd grown up, got married, had children, been working for a long time in a very corporate business. And when I had this life change, I knew something had to change. I knew my life had to change. And I knew my life could, in some way, be something I wanted it to be, rather than something it always had to be. Bringing up children, need the income, have to work, have to do this, have to do that. And here I was with a fresh start. So I had a totally fresh start. And through this spiritual circle, there's a lot of stories around all of this. I came across Louise's book. I'd read the book, and at the time, I didn't feel this was You Can Heal Your Life, and
Yes.
I didn't feel that in many ways it applied to me. It wasn't for me at that time in my life, but the way life took me through all these twists and turns after that time, I met somebody at a workshop where she was she'd done the workshop leader training.
Okay.
Now, I'd got into the spiritual world and I'd become a Reiki master, and I was
Jackie,
working.
thank you. Could you please speak up or raise your
Sorry,
volume for us?
is
Yeah,
that better?
much better, because your life-changing journey is so exciting. We want our viewers to really be able to hear you. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. I'd got into Reiki and became a Reiki master and was doing all sorts of spiritual things. I'd started doing angel workshops,
Oh,
and I'd had a very clear message that I was going to go to this particular workshop this day in London, and I couldn't afford it. But long story short, something happened and the money arrived.
that's right.
So I did. And that workshop actually changed my life in more ways than one. But one of them was instrumental to my Louise Hay journey, because I met this lady who was a workshop leader and wanted to spread the word. And I had a tribe, I had a group of people where I lived. So she asked if I would host a workshop so she could teach the 2-day workshop,
Oh.
and would I be her tissue angel?
I loved when I saw that. And that's the
And
person, beautiful ones, who runs around lovingly with a box of tissue,
yeah,
handing people tissues as they release. Because
yeah,
in these workshops, so much comes up to be healed in a safe and loving environment.
yeah, absolutely. But I've missed a very important part of this story, because at that same workshop, having said I would never get married again, I actually met my now husband, and I still
Wonderful.
wasn't going to get married, but I am married to him now, and he's also a Louise Hay workshop leader and coach.
Oh my gosh, we've had several couples. We're going to have you all back in February for Valentine's Day.
Oh, wonderful.
You are the fourth set of couples that met through the work or have committed to the work, and this needs to be celebrated. So let your husband know in February he'll be on our show.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, so I was tissue angel at this workshop, and I was so blown away. My husband, Mark, was actually taking part in the workshop. So we were both blown away and decided to do the training. So in 2015, I became a workshop leader. And then in the October that same year, I took the coach training in Ireland.
Beautiful.
And that's when Louise Hay changed my life. She saved my life,
Oh,
because I realized at that training how much of my life I'd attracted, because my inner child was so hurt.
mm,
And that's how I really got into Louise Hay. And of course, we started running workshops together,
Oh,
and we're still doing the work. We still have a community in the UK, and we're connected
goodness.
with so many wonderful teachers.
I'd like to tell my beautiful ones who are streaming with us right now and in the future that the UK has one, I think, outside of India. I want to say you're both in competition with each other. I think it's India has the most, then you have the second most. But Dr. Patricia and Rick did many, the majority of their courses were in the UK. There is literally a Heal Your Life fan club who has embodied this work, who is teaching this work, who is celebrating this work, and it's constantly growing. There are courses and classes and coaching happening throughout the whole country. It's so exciting. When I found this out, I thought it's so wonderful. I feel like I have my brothers and sisters in the movement. There's so many of them. And so, what an inspiration that you are part of this actual movement in consciousness on the ground. You're part of the feet on the ground, changing society, changing the larger world, Jackie. And the gift, I was so moved reading your bio and seeing how you have taken there. I've interviewed so many people, and everyone has their call in the Louise Hay worldview. Everyone has something that they fall in love with. But that book, oh, the inner child book for girls, becoming the girl I've always wanted to be, and inner child work with hypnotherapy. I am a licensed hypnotherapist. And one of the reasons was that, okay, I thought CSL, Centers for Spiritual Living, of which Louise was a minister and a practitioner. It was then called religious science. She took this philosophy out into the world, secularized it, removed God, used love. There's an infinite well of love within you, and that love goes love, which is synonymous for spirit. And I thought, okay, we're talking about thoughts. How do we really uproot these programs, the programming within our consciousness, but through hypnosis? And so when I saw that you were being interviewed, I got so excited because, beautiful ones, Jackie has taken the philosophy and she's taken it to a quantum level to really help those, because those inner child blocks, there she is, beautiful website, www.jackiethomson.com. And please go there, look at Jackie's offerings. She is a masterful teacher. And we all know from psychology and the positive thinking, healing movement, that inner child work is where it's at. If we can get to that, and especially at midlife, I find that a lot of the programming comes bubbling up. The brick wall shows up. It can be a financial issue, it could be a divorce, it could be the appearance of dis-ease, it can be the appearance of I'm not getting along with my adult children, what's going on, things are falling apart. Then you have a parent who passes away. Whoa, at midlife, that's when a lot of the hits the wall, and you are forced, if you are willing, the universe is saying, look at your stuff. Take a look at it. Inner Child Healing and Hypnosis. Phenomenal book. I'm just so thrilled that they're interacting. I'm so excited. Let Jackie talk. So, Jackie, tell us, how were you a little girl who becomes me? The story of inner child healing and how you can heal too. Oh, I love the cover. What you took the training and then you went, oh, inner child. Please tell us about that.
It's gone a little bit beyond inner child because it's now intergenerational trauma as well, because it's all a progression.
Oh,
We all have so many stories. And
yes.
I like to think that coming to me is where those stories create new possibilities. because that's what I've done with the books. They are based around parts of my story, and some of them from very young, and some of them from, a little bit older, a young adult, and things like that. Um, it was that you reach a point where your children have grown up and left home. You've perhaps done a job for 30, maybe more years that you don't really enjoy anymore, but it was a means to an end. And that's how it was for me. And then relationship issues. And that's all in the book as well. It all feeds in. But you get to the point where you think, who even am I anymore?
Yes.
So after the Louise Hay training, I love the coaching and I love the mind-body connection, but I wanted something that would help me take that to a deeper level.
Yes.
Bypassing the conscious mind so as the subconscious mind can heal.
Yes.
And that's where the hypnosis came in.
Oh, what a powerful could Jackie talk more about generational trauma and how it affects us today? New Thought Media. Yes, Jackie. Yes, please.
Okay. Generational trauma. So inner child is often our caregivers. That's where the trauma, the injury, the not so good stuff comes from. But it's not always their fault. You can't blame your parents, because it's more than possible that that's how they grew up. And all they've done is reflected their own upbringing, their own parents. And society's changed so much as well. I'm older. My parents were born just before the war.
Yes.
Their parents were born back in the early 1900s. My mum's parents were 1908, I think.
That's right. My great-grandmother lived to be 102 in her right mind, and she was born in 1905 or 01, something like this. Yes.
And times were so different. So there were different issues, but there was still we don't do this. This isn't right. You shouldn't do this. So you get, through the generations, you get this stuff. It's like dropping a pebble into a pond and it ripples out. So it starts with grandparents, great-grandparents, however far you want to go back. Alcoholism, violence, fear.
Abandonment, emotional, physical, psychological, yes.
All of that stuff. So by the time it gets to us, it may be somewhat diluted, but it's still
like 5 generations in. It could easily.
It could, yeah. And especially these days, people have children younger. My mum had me when she was 19.
Yes.
I didn't. I had my children later. But, potentially you can have grandparents and great-great-grandchildren all alive together.
Yes.
And there's, this is the way I do it because my mum always did it.
This is wonderful. Can I find this book translated into French? I think, Jackie, there's a call.
I think there might be.
I think it's a call to have it. And now with all of the technologies available, it could probably be done very quickly. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Danielle, for asking.
I filed that away.
Yes.
Yes. So it's
Oh, and Danielle, I just want to, if you were to purchase the book, I mean, it's a little bit of work. And I think if you put it through AI or Claude, you could probably have chapters translated into French. You'd probably have to take a photograph. I'm trying to be techie here. I don't know. And it could translate it for you so you could read it without waiting. But Jackie, I think that this is the universe is saying this is a healing modality that the world needs.
I seriously think it is,
Yes,
because everything has a story behind it.
yes.
All of our disease, all of our thoughts, they've all come from somewhere.
They've all come from somewhere, and now science has proven that that trauma gets passed down in DNA. So, whatever trauma has gone unresolved for generations can get passed down into our DNA. Doesn't mean that we'll consciously experience it, not necessarily, but let's say something triggers, and then suddenly you're responding from a place that you're like, what's going on with me? And they call it generational trauma because it's in the physiology.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important. Louise gave us a key. She gave us a key, and all of the teachers are giving us a different door. And that key is like a universal key. It will fit any door that you're guided to go into. And I feel like your key is, or the key leads to the door of what Jackie has really, I don't want to say perfected, but has brought about a level of mastery for all of us. That this inner child work and getting to those beliefs is so important that we want to bypass the conscious mind and get into the subconscious where the roots are. And it's really important to get those roots so that these patterns don't repeat themselves.
Yeah.
And that is what is so innovative in your approach.
You can heal anything on the surface, but it doesn't last. It's it's the getting to the root cause, and
Yes.
you can't change what's happened. Of course you can't. It's in the past,
In the
but you can
past.
change your reaction to it, your thoughts about it, and the way you want to move forward with it. So
Definitely.
my key opens the door to the possibilities.
That's right. The possibilities of freedom, inner freedom. Oh, thank you, Jack. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you for being with us this morning. It opens, or wherever, whatever time you're viewing us from, thank you for being present. It opens the key to the door of deeper healing and freedom, because that is what Louise truly wanted for all of us. For us to be free from the past and the programs that are constantly running in people's minds. There are many of us on the planet who still can't forgive our parents and then don't understand why our lives don't seem to work. There are many of us who have a set of beliefs that are limiting us, that are repeating nonstop. And that is what is so powerful about what Louise did and the innovation that you bring, Jackie. So please tell me a little bit of why midlife specialist and coach, and why midlife? Because, of course, I feel like I know the reason. Oh, the inner child work is so important. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Dr. Patricia. Dr. Patricia is here with us at Heal Your Life, and we're streaming live on the Heal Your Life YouTube channel and also on the New Thought Media Network, where we have an incredible partnership. So thank you, Dr. Patricia. But why midlife, Jackie? What is it about midlife? And you described it a little bit, but why that specialization or why that attention on that
It
part?
was nothing to do with me. It just happened.
Ah,
Because I share parts of my story, and Louise will say you attract the right people to you,
yes,
and it occurred to me that most of my clients were midlife.
yes,
A lot of them were women, And most of them have had a similar journey. Not the same things, but a similar journey. They've had
Yes.
the not being allowed to be spiritual. They've had the made to feel not good enough. They've had the narcissism. They've had the abuse. They've had all of these things. They've had the alcoholic parent, or the emotionally unavailable parent or partner.
Yes. Yes.
And midlife, I think it's because, I mean, I'm a little beyond midlife now, so I think, it's almost like I'm people's mum, almost, that mum
Yes.
figure.
Yes. Yes. But
That safe.
that safe place, and what you're offering is a level of optimism and hope. Hope that I don't have to be in the box of what has been. I think there's a lot of attention, and why not, on youth and possibility. Oh, you can be this. Oh, you love soccer. Let's go for it. I'll drive you around. There's everyone cheering us on, in the early adulthood, teenage years, young teenage years to adult. You can do it. The possibilities are endless. And then you get to midlife and people are like, oh, well, it's over and downhill from here. And whatever's happened is the blueprint. Nothing can change. And look at you as, the tissue angel, meeting your husband, starting a brand new life, becoming a teacher, trainer, also hypnotherapist, writing books, taking this out into the world. That's what Louise stands for, because Louise began to do this work actively in the world, changing lives in her mid 50s, close to 60, and had a whole second life of, my gosh, incredible success, with, spiritual success and abundance. And so I think that it's such a gift that the universe called you to this area, because it's an area where the world does not encourage you. You're too old, you're too fat, you're over the hill, you can't have love, you're this, you're for men you're balding, for women it's other things. You don't deserve to find love, have it. So God bless you
It's
for
it's a
taking
journey.
the call.
I'm not there yet. I'm still doing this work myself as well,
Yes,
because there's always another layer to the onion.
yes, there is.
That
Yes, there
beautiful
is.
core in the middle is there. We just have to find it.
So it says, what can I do to heal my inner child? Could I find a book? Could I find the book on Amazon? Thank you. Thank you. I want to say, Marlon, thank you. Are you available? Are the books available on Amazon?
They are. The one for hypnotherapists is available as Kindle as well as paperback.
Yeah.
The other one at the moment is only paperback, but it will be Kindle
Ooh, how exciting.
when I
I
can
will get them.
sit and.
I'm getting them. Thank you. I'm so glad to know that. Yes, they're available. So exciting. But midlife is an area where there's a fork in the road. And the fork is, will I believe in the world's traditional limiting beliefs that it's too late for me? Or will I continue to step into possibility? Because I'm basically an unlimited soul having a human incarnation. And so the, the divine, the universe will lead you based on your consciousness. So for me, I don't hang out with anybody who's like, oh, we're old, it's too late. The moment I hear, oh, I'm old, even in a conversation across the room, I know who's not going to be my new friend. Not as a way of judgment, but I desire a consciousness of expansion
Yeah, it's the
and
freedom.
the freedom. And what the work that you're doing is reminding us on a deeper level, Jackie, for all of us viewing and meeting Jackie, and with technology, you can get coaching from Jackie. You can attend workshops if you're willing to do other time zones. It's all possible. but that there are infinite possibilities that are available to us at every moment of the day, at any time, and it's only a thought, and a thought can be changed, and we can learn to love and heal that inner child, reparent the inner child.
Yeah, that's the key.
That is the key. So right now we're at our midway point, and we're going to take a short break. I'm Rev Martine Bernard, and this is What Would Louise Say on the New Thought Media Network with our wonderful.
Imagine a gathering where inspiration becomes action, where spiritual vision becomes a shared future, and where the power of new thought comes alive in community. Join us for New Thought in the Desert 2026, Living the Power of New Thought. We are getting together September 17th through the 20th in Las Vegas. Begin by putting love into action through sacred service. Then experience inspiring speakers and spiritual leaders from Unity, Centers for Spiritual Living, Agape, and beyond, along with powerful conversations, interactive experiences, and a collaborative vision for the future of our movement.
I focus on harmony. How do I live into that?
Celebrate with Faith Rivera in concert. Celebrate, communicate, connect. Together we are living the power of new thought. Join us in Las Vegas. Visit lasvegascsl.org to learn more and register today.
Now you can become an internationally certified workshop leader and life coach in Louise Hay's philosophy. This training was personally created and approved by Louise and is authorized by Hay House. It will change your life and enable you to help others transform theirs. You will join a worldwide community of thousands of workshop leaders and life coaches, all dedicated to offering Louise's work to change hearts and minds. Go to healyourlifetraining.com for all the information.
What if you had a place to return to every day for peace, clarity, and connection? The New Thought Ministry of Prayer offers live morning and evening prayer, along with a growing library you can access anytime. This is a space for reflection, renewal, and real spiritual practice, rooted in the understanding that something greater is already alive within you. You are welcome here. Join us live or watch anytime. The New Thought Ministry of Prayer, part of the New Thought Media Network. Come, take a moment for what matters most.
What Would Louise Say? Join us every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Hosted by Reverend Martine Bernard. Explore the wisdom of Louise Hay. Brought to you by New Thought Media Network. Dive into Louise's teachings. Experience healing and empowerment. Reverend Martine shares insights. Connect with a contemporary audience. Unlock your potential. Transform your life with love. Embrace positivity and healing. Join our vibrant community. Ready to join us? Let's spread love and wisdom together. Please like, share, and subscribe. Only on New Thought Media Network, positively inspiring.
Hello, hello, beautiful ones. We are back with our incredible guest, Jackie Thomson, a midlife specialist whose foundation is based in Louise's worldview with hypnotherapy, so we can uproot those negative beliefs and programmings that we inherited, many of us from generations and from the larger culture. So what would Louise say about all of this? I think she'd be thrilled. I think she would be happily thrilled that Jackie has taken this work deeper. So Jackie, I wanted to talk about right now, many people are concerned about finances, success, career paths, and like you've said, sometimes in the quote midlife crisis, I don't use that word.
I don't.
Exactly. But the world does. There's a fork in the road. How can these inner child beliefs impact success, money, career, if they are not healed or looked at? How can they limit us? How can they help us thrive?
What's worse than not having enough money?
Yes.
It's they can all impact us in so many different ways.
Yes.
And staying in that closed space, nothing's going to change. If you keep doing the same thing you've always done, you'll keep getting the same result.
Exactly.
And lack of self-belief doesn't do anybody any favours, because it keeps you, again, small. It's believing in yourself counts for so much.
Yes.
Accepting yourself where you are right now, and most importantly, being yourself. You can't be somebody else. You can't look at Joe Bloggs next door, who's got a 96 bedroom mansion and never has to work a day in his life,
Right.
unless you're Joe Bloggs, who lives next door and has a 96 bedroom mansion and doesn't work. It's, we have to know what's right for us. You can look up to many people, you can aspire to be like them, but you can't be them.
No.
I aspire to be like Louise Hay.
Yes.
But there's only one Louise Hay.
Precisely.
So I have to be Jackie Thomson and be the best Jackie Thomson that I can be.
Yes. And the best cheerleader of Jackie Thomson, the same way I have to be my own best cheerleader. And I think that's what's so powerful about what you do as a midlife specialist. Yes, here's Jackie's website and her offerings, is that you are that cheerleader or the pep rally. I don't know if they have them in the UK, or the mascot to those who are in midlife and who are just feeling as though there's no hope. And I know that especially for men and women, but very much for women, you're over the hill, you're not attractive, you're not young enough, it will never get better. Why start a career now? They only hire young people. I mean, that's for men and women. The ageism that exists in the collective consciousness, which is really just an idea that somehow, because there's a number that you're, it's celebrating this year, that you're no good and it's not enough. And yes.
I ask my clients, when they come out with all this, I'm not worthy, I'm fat, I'm ugly, and I just sit there and say, who says?
Yes.
Most people they don't even notice. It's your mind telling you that people are watching you. They're saying that you're fat, that you're ugly. Nobody is ugly. Everybody's beautiful in their own way.
That's right.
We're all different. We all have imperfections, and embrace those imperfections.
Exactly. So if there were someone, and I know we discussed the 3 things, but I'm feeling really moved. If there's someone in midlife, male or female, who's going through a tough time, because there's really a tough time everywhere, especially in the Western world, but everywhere. There's a collective, there's a lot of, I feel, mental suffering going on. But especially those midlifers, let's say, those who are at that point where they're feeling hopeless. What are some things? Give me 5 things that you could encourage someone who's going through, who's at that crossroad. Do I stay in this marriage? Do I leave? Do I keep this career? Do I start a new one? Is there hope for me? Is there a new passion that I can discover that vitalizes my joy? What are some things you could tell them as a midlife specialist based in Louise's philosophy?
The first thing I'd say is in every bad situation, there is some good. So, what's the good? What are the good bits? What's the bits worth keeping? And obviously, it depends on the person and their situation.
Yes, it's
So
subjective.
it's
Yes.
very subjective, yes. Um, if your relationship is failing, let's have a look at what part of it is failing.
Yes.
I've had 2 failed marriages, both through forms of abuse. Now, I've done the work and I've forgiven them and I've moved on, and that's how I've managed to get married again to somebody totally different.
Yes.
But I had to look back and see the good times, because there were good times.
Yes.
My first husband, I have 3 beautiful children, all made their own way in life, all doing really, really well, and I'm super proud of them. They were a good thing. I
Yes.
couldn't have done that, if I wouldn't have had those children if it had been any different.
Precisely.
So it's find the glimmers, the good stuff.
This is amazing. You are downloading universal guidance. I just went through a tremendous loss. My brother died by suicide and was going through a divorce, separation, and it just, the children and the back and forth, and these things can be contentious. But a friend said to me, "How are you doing?" And I said, "I'm looking for the good. I'm finding the good. I'm digging up the golden nuggets of goodness. That's my practice. What is good in this?" Well, I'm closer to my nephews than I've ever been. As an aunt, I'm filling in that role. I'm closer to my sister-in-law. We are discussing more. I feel like I'm closer to my brother because I'm talking to him. I believe he's infinite, and he shows up on my phone as soon as I mention his name. He's probably on my phone somewhere, and he's showing me his presence. And the love in the family is stronger because loss many times brings you together. I know there are all sorts of stories about how it brings you apart, but in my family, it's bringing us together. And I'm recognizing, I'm so glad I had my brother. He almost drowned at 10. I was there, I was 12. He went on to live and have children, and I have 2 beautiful nephews. It sounds crazy to some people. How is that good? But I'm choosing the good. So number 1, thank you, Jackie. Look for the good bits. I love the way you say it in your wonderful accent. The good bits in life, no matter what the circumstances are. I love British accents. So look for the good bits. Yes. Number
Yeah.
2.
And oh gosh, this is really it depends. Sorry. It really does depend on what it is. So if it's financial,
Yes.
there is a lot of financial issues around at the moment. The UK's just been through a sort of recession.
Yes.
There isn't a lot of money.
Yes.
People are struggling to pay their bills. On a very realistic level,
Yes.
I would actually encourage them to look at what they're spending
That's
and what they don't need to spend money on.
Oh my gosh, yes. We all have so much stuff. We are a generation of so much stuff in your house. If you think you need to go out and have fun, I shop in my closet. I forgot I had this dress.
Yeah.
I didn't remember. I was like, I
Okay.
need an orange dress. I was like, I have an orange dress. I have quite a few. We have so much. Look for the available good. Thank you. The available good present, and also take the practical steps to where am I spending a
Yeah.
little bit more and turn it inwards. I've started making coffee at home. I literally would go to my little local place, and it was just at one day I spent $6.50 on a coffee that wasn't very good. And I thought, yesterday I made a great cup of coffee at home. I make it at home. Now I go once a week for a salad. I don't need to be there every day buying coffee.
Yeah,
Those little changes. Yes.
yeah. And also with your children,
Bits. Yes. New Thought Media Network, the good bits. Yes. We love that.
teaching your children the value of things, they expect so much these
Ooh.
days. You
Yes.
know,
At
your
18.
5-year-old does not need the latest computer, or, unless they're some, amazing IQ impresario musician or something.
Precisely.
You know, I remember as a child, I had more fun with a big cardboard box and a few sheets, and make a little hideaway and things like that. And I'd sit there for hours with my books in
That's
this
right.
my little den, as I'd call it.
Yes.
You
So,
know, and connect
yes.
with the children more.
Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you, Martine and Jackie. I've just lost my brother too. Oh my God, Nora. 5 weeks ago, losing our mom, trying to look for the good. Thanks for reflecting that back. Oh my God. Nora, thank you for watching with us. It's something that I get nervous to share because it's quite dramatic. But we don't do spiritual bypasses. We accept reality, but we know the spiritual truth. So we accept what is, but we hold a connection to what is spiritually true. I know that regardless of my brother's end, that last snapshot, he had an incredible life as a musician, artist, very successful in Los Angeles. His dream as a young boy to become a successful musician. He lived that, and he loved kids. And I get two beautiful nephews. And I cry and I mourn and I grieve, but I don't stay there. I've chosen not to stay there because his life has been such a blessing. Nor, thank you. We are holding you in prayer here on the New Thought Media Network. And I know that Jackie, what would you say to Nora um, right now?
Well, I know Nora.
Oh,
Excuse me. I know Nora, so
oh,
I would say, um, I'm sorry,
yes,
obviously, that you've been through this.
yes.
I've recently lost my mum as well, so there is,
Condolences to lots of us. It's
yeah, there are lots of us.
loss. There are lots of losses. Yes.
So yes, remember the good stuff. You have your memories. Nobody can take those from you.
Oh God.
And it it sounds very cliched. It does get better with time.
Yes, it
The
does.
grief doesn't get smaller. We grow around it.
Yes. We
So
integrate it. That's exactly what you're saying.
yeah,
We integrate it into our lives. And it's important, I think, don't listen to the people who are like, would talk to your beloved loved ones. I just
oh
don't
my
believe
goodness.
that all that energy we put into living just is done after the body's buried, or the body's just, we do whatever we do with bodies on this planet. That person is still here. They're still there. Chat with them. Say, I love you. Say, I miss you. Write a letter. Recognize and integrate your loved one into your life. That's what I love about Eastern cultures. You go to a wedding, there's a table of all the ancestors and the grandparents. And the bride and groom, especially in beautiful Indian culture, will bow, and the whole family stands there. More and more people are doing this. They are part of the family. They are part of the family. They are still part of the family. So recognizing that. And Nori, put your hand on your heart and just allow yourself to feel the grief. There's a wonderful book by Louise, a grief coach, Love Never Dies. I feel as though there's a Louise Hay book on the 5 stages of grief. She published it and wrote about it. It's for divorce, breakups, loss of a loved one. Love can heal you. Love never dies. Oh my goodness. I can't remember the title. It's somewhere here in my home, but please look it up. The Louise Hay book on grief. It was newly published within the last 10 years. It's on Kindle, it's on Audible. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Whenever a friend is going through a breakup or something happens, a client, I pull it out. So please look for that. Please look for that. It's on
I'd also,
house.
I'd
Yes.
say talk to people. Talk
Yes.
to people about them. Keep them
Yes.
in your life and encourage people to talk about them with you.
Yes.
And
You Can Heal Your Heart by Louise Hay and David Kessler. Thank you, Dr. Patricia. Thank you. That's the book, Nora. It's an incredible book. And Louise, in Audible, it's Louise and David. I have the copy where Louise and David are actually reading the book and talking. There's something like that. So please find that. It will do your heart such good as it's doing mine right now. Jackie, we are nearing the end. I feel like we just began. You're going to throw those home runs. I'm being very American in my baseball. I don't even watch baseball, but we need those three things. People are standing in front of you. They've never heard of Louise. And what are the three tools, tips that you would offer them?
okay, I'd say start with awareness. You can't change what you don't recognize, what you don't see. So notice the patterns, the habits, the beliefs, the reactions that keep repeating, and particularly the ones that no longer serve you. And then make small changes consistently. Changing your life rarely comes from one huge decision. It's small choices repeated over a time, and that can change your direction more effectively than trying to just do everything at once. And the third thing is stop letting your past make your present day decisions. You know, these experiences shape us, but they don't have to continue running the show. You question the old beliefs about who you are, what you deserve, and what you're capable of. And then choose what fits the person you are now. And that will give you that simple progression of notice, change, and choose differently.
Oh, that is phenomenal. Thank you, Jackie. Jackie, where can we find you? Are there any offerings that you are giving right now? Are you available for coaching and hypnotherapy?
I am available for coaching and I am available for hypnotherapy, or the two together.
Yes.
It all blends nicely.
Yes.
I do have a course for hypnotherapists to incorporate the inner child healing. It is suitable for therapists generally, apparently. I wrote it for hypnotherapists, but I've been told that, you know, it can be adapted, and thinking about it, yes, it absolutely can.
Wonderful.
So, and I don't have that set up yet, but that will be early in the new year.
Fabulous. And
it's all online, so it's all very accessible.
Wonderful.
And yeah, look me up and tell me what you need, and I'll see if I can help you.
Wonderful. Jackie Thomson, the UK teacher, leader, coach, Louise Hay, who's taken it to the inner child, generational trauma, and hypnotherapy work. It has been such a pleasure having you on. You are a blessing to countless people and now to our audience. Thank you. But beautiful ones, this is Rev Martine, and this is What Would Louise Say on the New Thought Media Network.
Now you can become an internationally certified workshop leader and life coach in Louise Hay's philosophy. This training was personally created and approved by Louise and is authorized by Hay House. It will change your life and enable you to help others transform theirs. You will join a worldwide community of thousands of workshop leaders and life coaches, all dedicated to offering Louise's work to change hearts and minds. Go to healyourlifetraining.com for all the information.